I used to have a note above my desk that read, "Every day I don't write is another day I have to go to work." It was good motivation when I was younger, but it lost meaning as I got older. Early mornings and long nights of writing meant I was often tired and doing myself no favors when I did sit down to write. I lost count of how many times I told my wife I'd be ready to go out and do something after just a few more minutes of writing that sometimes extended for hours. But if the belief that time spent writing meant I was closer to being free from a day job sooner kept me at my desk, that was no good for my health or my happiness. Then one weekend, when I'd made plans to write more than usual, I wandered out to the living room and told my wife, "Let's go hiking." Other weekends it was, "Let's go juggling," or "Let's go canoeing." And still, other times, it was just hanging out watching YouTube videos, TV, or movies. Sure, I wrote during those weekends too, but I wrote in the gaps between doing other things. And at work, I wrote during lunch breaks instead of missing sleep. On the subject of work, there was a day a year or two ago when I was looking back on some of my favorite stories I've written, and I realized many of those stories would not exist if I didn't have a day job. That's not to say that if I'd made it as a writer that I'd not have other favorite stories, but those stories about work and life struggles matter to people. Some of those stories have been ridiculous, but most are about finding a balance between the reality of having to work while still making time for doing the things many of us would do if we did not. I can complain about that reality, but it doesn't change it. Speaking of reality, I know we're not supposed to say things like, "Most people who set out to make a living writing fiction don't," but it's the truth. I once believed that effort and merit mattered, that hard work would inherently pay off. But I repeat, most people who set out to write fiction full-time do not succeed. It's an unforgiving industry where exceptions are the dream, but not the norm. I'm making this video on the weekend I celebrate being with my wife for 31 years. We met at an independent comic book company in the early 90s. From the beginning, we shared that dream of making it. I don't make a full-time living writing fiction, but I have made it 31 years with somebody who believes in me more than I believe in myself. And I'm a very confident person. I no longer need notes around my desk to motivate myself. My fiction podcast, Not About Lumberjacks, is all the motivation I need to keep writing. I still dream about making it with longer works of fiction, but it's no longer the goal. Why invest so much on a chance when writing, recording, and releasing another story on NoLumberjacks.com is guaranteed? Outside is also guaranteed. It's not going anywhere, and I've never regretted going for a walk or a hike. My views about writing and living have obviously changed in the 34 years I've taken writing seriously. The note above my desk reading, "Every day I don't write is another day I have to go to work," is long gone. Writing is a habit I just do. But if I did put up a new note over my desk, I know what it would say. "Remember, Chris, You've already made it.